In studio, Rampage Jackson. We love this guy, man. How are you, Rampage?
I'm doing good. Kind of early in the morning. How y'all doing?
He goes, last time I was here, you guys had a crackhead on. I'm like, a crackhead? We're trying to figure it out. We're asking questions.
I thought maybe it was one of the homeless guys we had in or something.
Right, and we're asking more and more questions. It turns out it was Rich Voss. He goes, you had a crackhead in here last time I was here.
Yeah, crackhead.
And then we understood why, because that was the day Rich Voss admitted that he used to wear tiny little Daisy Dukes to, like, turn on his drug dealer to get a little more crack.
He found out the drug dealer liked guys. So Rich played up to it to get a better deal.
That's when you hit rock bottom.
That is a true crackhead.
That's a true crackhead.
That's why calling him a crackhead is completely accurate.
That is worse than a crackhead.
And if he's admitting to that, you know he did things that were just a little more awful than just wearing that.
I remember that day, too, because like when guys like you come in, we want to look kind of like men and look a little tougher. and we got Rich Voss telling the story of the Daisy Dukes, you know, doing stuff to drug dealers possibly to get crack. Like, this guy's never coming back on this fairy show.
I was over there.
And we're such a dumb radio show because Voss had an altercation yesterday where he tried throwing karate kicks.
Yeah.
And why did we not have him in today? No. To at least get an assessment from a true fighter.
Yeah,
on what if he knows anything or not.
We did a pilot for Comedy Central yesterday, and one of our Rich Voss, the crackhead, ended up throwing karate kicks to Keith Robinson, who then ended up beating the crap out of him. But
he's one of our Keith's one of our comic friends. You know, one of those guys that like when they get pulled over and they go, "Do you know how fast you were going?" He'll go, "What?" to the cops, like that type of one of those guys.
He's a problem.
He's a problem.
He's a problem.
Oh, dude, does he get out of tickets though when he say that?
Yes, because they charge him with resisting arrest.
They forget about the ticket real quick.
There's a great story about Keith. He's told us one where the cops. He's a crazy dude, and he's just one. You know, those Philadelphia dudes, like they always have all that Sonny Liston mentality. Yeah. And they pulled him over, and he's fighting the cops, and he's like in the middle of this, like, why am I doing this? And they pulled mace out, and he goes, I eat mace for breakfast. So they tested him, and it didn't go down as well as he thought.
Maybe he needs bacon and eggs with it.
He really said that to a cop?
Oh, yeah, I eat mace for breakfast.
Who would say that? Who would say that?
Somebody about to get mace for breakfast.
Yeah, he is a problem.
Keith is just one of those guys. He has a button that's just, it would probably make him bad in your profession because he's probably too angry to think. In a moment like that.
Yeah, he'll probably gas out because, you know, your mind gets to going. You get so mad, angry. You want to go. You want to annihilate this guy. Then your body like, man, please slow down.
Yeah.
He was jumping around in this ring yesterday before the actual event.
He was doing a Sonny Liston, man.
And
he was
so psyched because he had the gear on, he had the gloves and everything, and he was so psyched to just punch somebody. And he went after Rich and just punched him in the head many times, very hard, and got Rich really aggravated to the point where Rich kicked him.
Who, the crackhead?
Yeah. The crackhead started karate in his ass, trying to karate kick.
But he's not a good...
Why you got to beat up on a crackhead like that?
Well, Voss kicking... Him kicking is like an old woman swinging her purse yelling, masher. He's not... We saw him throw a kick. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. About 10 years ago, as a girl I was dating, we were standing in front of this Chinese place, and Voss was like, I used to take karate. We're like, let's see a kick. He threw a straight, stiff leg kick, and he slipped in garbage juice. And he fell ass and back in the garbage juice in the sun. I've never been happier than to watch that idiot.
Oh, is that great?
You know the stuff that leaks out of the garbage bags? It's wonderful liquid if you're doing karate.
Yeah. That's a new nickname for one of my friends. Garbage juice. Thanks, bro. Thanks, dog. Garbage juice and a crackhead. They go together, huh?
Oh, how hard were you laughing?
I've never been happier about anything because he went down. When you throw a straight kick and you slip,
you're going right on your tailbone.
He was in his late 40s. It was nothing. I've never been happier to see anything happen.
Good.
Right
okay. I thought you said a crackhead did that.
Oh, no, Voss.
It
was Rich Voss.
Rich Voss.
Same guy.
The ex-crackhead.
Yeah.
Now we're calling him the crackhead.
The crackhead that slipped in garbage juice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Trying to act like he knew how to handle himself.
Rampage, you got a great laugh. Do you, like, use that laugh when you're beating the crap out of someone? I would like to imagine that you're just... destroying someone and laughing the entire time.
No, I don't normally laugh after the fight if I won and something in the locker room. Like, you know, I'm happy then. But damn, I'm fighting, man. I'm serious, dog.
Yeah.
I make jokes and stuff like that. But as soon as that octagon closed and the referee said, "Let's go," I'm serious until I whoop his ass.
It's hard to imagine you're only a light heavyweight.
Yeah, because I look like a heavyweight right now. I put on a few lbs.
No, I can't imagine they're bigger than you. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. I'm average size for a light heavyweight. Like Forrest is actually bigger than me. Tito's he looked bigger than me. He got a big ass head and big shoulders, but he had a little bit of tiny legs. So,
oh really?
Tall, you know. Chuck is taller than me. I'm average size. I'm average light heavyweight size.
We used to do a bit and we had to stop it, but Tito came in here back in the day. This goes back probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And we wanted to see how long Steve, our big guy Steve, how long he could last against Tito. It took 4 seconds, and I think we had to call an ambulance and we had to stop the bit because I would love to see a Rampage do the same. This guy, Steve, would you 12 seconds you lasted?
12.
Tito?
No, you didn't.
But you've retired from that bit, right?
Yeah.
You don't want Rampage Jackson to
I would love to see the tape of that because I think it was quicker than 12 seconds.
Maybe 11 seconds.
You probably see me right now. I'm out of shape. I've just been hanging out and stuff like that.
Is that it?
Yeah,
You've just been hanging?
He doesn't want a lawsuit is basically what he's saying.
How long does it take you to get back into fighting shape once you...
Fight in shape?
Yeah. Like from the condition, because you say you're out of shape,
today,
which is hysterical. But yeah, from today, let's
I
say.
can get in fighting shape in 8 weeks from today.
Really?
It'd be a lot of hard work. I'd be sore, get a massage twice a week or something like that. But in 8 weeks, I could be in fighting shape. If I had to be in fighting shape, and I could do it in 8 weeks.
How many hours a day?
To put them together, I probably train like 5.5. If you add running.
I do 35 minutes on the elliptical, and I'm like, man, I can eat whatever I want now.
I can eat whatever I want.
And I was interested if we were talking about like getting LASIK surgery and stuff like that, and, you know, and you wear lenses. Does that affect you when you fight or not?
I take them out because I can see. You know what I'm saying? But I just can't see people's faces from far away or street signs, stuff like that. So I just take my contacts out when I fight. I can see good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's good. Just run to the other end of the ring.
Yeah.
Just stay there.
Yeah, I just
stay away from you.
Yeah, I can see fine. I just can't see the crowd. I don't want to see the crowd face anyway. I have tunnel vision, you know. I don't want to see the crowd anyway. Most of them be ugly, man. You look at the front row. How your ugly ass get a front row seat? I'm sorry, Dana White. It's Dana White, the president. My bad, Dana.
How much does the crowd affect you when if they're have they ever been cheering for the other guy?
Yeah, I'm telling
and
you
you're in and does that affect you, or are you focused?
Dude, during the fight, it don't bother me. But after the fight, after I knocked Chuck out, I got booed.
Wow.
I was devastated because I'm like the most fan-friendly guy ever. And I noticed since that fight, I have not been so fan-friendly with the American fans because I'm an international fighter. I mostly fight in Japan.
It came out of pride and all that.
Then I got booed for doing my job for knocking somebody out. I thought it was a exciting knockout. And I got booed. I was like, whoa. So I didn't know what fans were really my fans. And some people fake. They come want your autograph. This will have your autograph and stuff. And so they really bothered me after the fight getting booed.
But you know what it is, though, man? Ty Cobb said, because he used to get booed on the road all the time. That's a great compliment. And I think Liddell was like the first big name in the sport. And they're seeing like a great titan. They're seeing like the next group come up, the next generation. That's how they're looking at it. Like, man, our guy just went down. It isn't a weird way of respecting. It's certainly not indifference, but you beat a guy that they didn't think was beatable. And it's interesting that he came back and beat Silva, which was I was kind of nervous for him. And Silva beat you twice, and you beat. It's a very weird parody in UFC.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Styles make fight and stuff like that, and I think that if I would have fought Vanderlei in the UFC, I would have beat him. That's what I think, because Vanderlei and Pride, he was a Chuck Liddell of Pride. Right. But the thing about Pride in the UFC, which is different, the UFC lets it be real. They let it happen what happens. But Vanderlei, if you get the best of him in the fight, they'll stop it so Vanderlei can, recover. Or if you beating up Vanderlei on the ground, which most people do because he's a good stand-up guy, they'll stand you up. And that's what happened to me. And other fighters that fought Vanderlei Silva. So if I would have fought Vanderlei in the UFC, he probably might have never beat me.
Now, is Pride, there was this thing, like when Pride, I think those fighters started coming over, people were like, the Pride guys are, is UFC a tougher, or are they pretty comparable as far as where's a tough place to fight?
Well, I think, to be honest, I think it's, like I said, I think it's tougher to fight in Pride just because, like, and I don't know how much I can say, but it wasn't, like the UFC is ran by regular people. Pride wasn't. If let me put that out there like that, it was ran by other people. The government stuff is different over there. And, so Pride, anything happen. The referee wanted the other guy to win. He can kind of alter the fight.
Oh wow!
A little bit what people just don't know. But UFC, they real. I was surprised that after I knocked Chuck out, that he didn't win by decision. You know what I'm saying? No, y'all laughing, but in Japan, stuff like that can happen.
That could happen in Japan.
That can happen in Japan.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that happens, and it was like whoa. So but if you take a fighter from that known fights in the ring and you put him in a cage, if you never seen a cage before in his life, most likely he's gonna, people might react different. He might feel like an animal. He might get scared or something like that. So yeah. It's crazy.
You knocking Chuck out was I mean, again, even though you'd already beaten him, it was surprising because, we're not used to seeing Chuck just go down. But I think they said that was rated the second best knockout of the year next to Gonzaga knocking out Mirko Krokop, which I was really surprised at. That kind of, you haven't heard much about him. I think he lost again after that too, didn't he?
Yeah, he lost to my friend, one of my training partners, Chet Congo from France. Yeah, and it was kind of crazy because we was training together for that fight. Me, Chet, and my other friend Michael Bisping, and Chet Congo got hurt and he started getting sick. And I'm like, oh man, you fighting Krokop, dog? You might not take this fight because most time when Krokop get knocked out, he come back the next time and murders the guy. Normally, yeah. And I mean, if he loses or something, he come back and murder the guy the next time. But and my boy Chet Congo was 100%, and Chet Congo whooped his butt. I was like, whoa! And then I got much respect. I started bowing down, like, whoa, Chet.
I didn't see the fight. Did he beat him standing up or did he get on the ground?
He beat him standing up.
Wow!
If he went to the ground, he beat him on the ground. But my boy Chet Congo, he's a Muay Thai fighter. He's like 6'3" or something, like 6'4", and all rip, all muscle, like 240, 250, and he's like from Africa. He's a French guy from Africa. What kind of mix is that?
That's a little.
That's great. Yeah.
That's a little crazy.
I get a black guy talk to me. What the hell?
What is that?
You're so big, I slap you. You embarrass yourself.
Hey,
embarrass yourself.
Rampage
African at least.
Rampage is in here. Promoting the Ultimate Fighter? This sounds like a really good concept. Team Rampage versus Team Force. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I can tell y'all that it airs on Spike
tonight at 10 p.m. Right?
April 2nd.
Oh, April 2nd.
April 2nd starts.
Okay,
that's what I can tell you. I can tell y'all on for real. I've heard it was like one of the best shows. I never really watched the shows before. I heard it was one of the best seasons.
So you and Forrest, you're both coaching different different fighters,
different teams.
Different teams, and they're obviously competing for what are they competing for?
What who competing for? The fighters?
The teams, yeah. Just
the fighter. The fighter is competing to get a 6-figure contract.
Oh, right? Okay,
that's what I think
with the UFC. And then at the end, you're going to fight.
I'm gonna fight Forrest July 5th, I believe.
Wow,
is that a championship fight?
Yeah, I guess every time I fight, it's for the championship, baby. I got the belt. It's on the line every time I fight.
How does it feel being the guy? Because now you're the guy. Like, for a long time it was Chuck or it's this guy. Now you're the guy that everybody is gunning for.
You know what? I'm just not realizing that now. I'm hearing the interviews and people calling me out. People in other weight classes calling me out. I got this heavyweight Kimbo Slice, I heard. It might be true, it might not be true. Calling me out. I'm like, hold on, dog. You're not even my weight class. I don't even think you can come make my weight class. And he don't even fight in my organization. I got guys. I'm like, damn. Why don't you call that the heavyweight champion?
They all want a piece of you.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I was like, is it because I'm black? He was like, no, because I'm black. I'm like, damn.
That would be even worse if he said yes.
Hey, how do you feel about the wrestlers trying to make a name for themselves in the UFC? You got Brock Lesnar. What do you think of his debut?
You know what? I was very impressed by Brock Lesnar. I think it's good, that the pro wrestlers can come over. I think that's a little bit of what our sport needs. Like some of the guys that are more character-like, but come and do some real stuff. But Brock Lesnar, he came. He didn't bring any WWE with him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't act a fool and nothing like that. Mm-hmm. I was kind of hoping he would come out and bring some of that. I think we need just a little bit of that.
A little more smack talk and
just a little bit of
like
go out there and fight for real.
Mm-hmm.
And, back up your smack. But you know what I'm saying? You notice people watch what they say when they going out there getting that kick.
Brock didn't do any smack talk whatsoever. He was really, really serious.
He didn't do no smack talk?
I don't think so, man. He came out and he was just all business.
He did a good job. He almost finished Mir.
He's got to figure out that grounds thing a little bit, right?
I'm telling you, he's going to be a champion in the future.
I'll tell
really?
You wow. Here's why nobody smack talks, because they break your arms or legs. It's like, it's not like boxing where you're just going to get knocked out. It's like you're relying on a guy, like as you're tapping, he has to stop or he's going to snap your leg or break your arm. So if you talk a lot of crap,
Yeah.
he may just go, whatever.
Yeah, you
Break
go,
your arm.
oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, especially when you go with the guys from like Brazil, because one of the guys, I don't want to say his name, the guy was talking smack at the weigh-ins or the interview before, and it's part of the game, you know. But the Brazilian guy didn't like it, and he choked him, and the guy tapped the referee, tried to pull him off, but he was still joking like, no, he didn't want to. The UFC kicked him out.
Oh, kicked him out.
Yeah, they don't play that.
Huh.
Yeah.
You get any?
Killed him.
You get into any street fights? Chuck Liddell was telling us some great stories, man.
Well,
when you guys get together and have a few drinks, it gets a little ugly sometimes.
Yeah, you know, I haven't gotten to a street fight in a long time. I think the last street fight I got into since I've been a professional fighter was probably my cousin.
Really?
Yeah, man, I got a cousin like 6 months younger than me, and I actually grew up fighting him my whole life. My mom said I've been fighting her since I was in Pampers, and she remembers. I don't remember, but she told me, and me and him never got along, but we were like the best of friends growing up, you know, because his mom and my mom, like his mom is my mom's niece.
Right.
And we grew up together. They grew up, and I grew up with this guy I can't stand. I love him, my cousin, but I can't stand him. And we was kind of like, we was the bad guys of the family. We always get in trouble. So once I got, become a professional fighter, so I come back home and visit and stuff like that. And then he still remember me fighting him all the time. He messed with me and he said, you can't beat me up now. You're a professional fighter and stuff like that. I said, no, man, I don't want to mess with you no more. I've changed, I used to fight on the street a lot. I said, now I don't have to prove myself. Then he did something to me that pissed me off. And then next thing you know, the old flashback, old memories came back. I just whooped his ass real quick.
Oh man!
I felt bad, but
gotta suck
but
to
he
be
know how.
him.
Yeah, but he know how to press my buttons. He knows how I am. He come and just pinch both my nipples. I'm like, man, what the hell wrong with you? Like, he knows me for my whole life. He knows I don't like stuff like that. He just comes and pinch my nipples. He just actually, I guess he want to see how a professional ass whooping felt.
See, I'm just the opposite. That would endear me to somebody. Like,
You would get it. You
Thank
would
you,
get
sir.
it. Yeah, you would get a tee-hee from Jimmy if you did that to him.
yeah, I like that. I need that.
I don't like that. I don't even like girls pinching my nipples.
You don't like a girl to do it?
I don't like a pinch. Come on,
man.
pinch your both. I don't like
No.
that.
I'm not a fan either.
I hear you.
It's a little weird, Jimmy.
That's a little weird, man. Come on.
Not pinching. I like a brush, like a light palm brush.
That's different.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
Thank you,
Yeah,
good.
pinching is kind of.
You don't want what was called the purple nurple, where they would twist in school or something like that. That deserves a professional beating.
Oh, you know what? They should let that be legal in the UFC. Actually, it's not illegal, so you guys might see that in my next fight. Purple, I'm gonna look at the camera. It's gonna be for you guys. Like
Twist. Guy taps out. I hate that.
that is not in the rule book. I'm gonna have my manager look it up. That is not in the rule book. Forrest Griffin, watch out for the purple. What is it?
The purple nurple.
The purple nurple, homie.
That is how demeaning would that be? You get your ass kicked and you get a purple nerf.
When the guy's got that surprised look that you just did it, you just clock him in the face.
Yeah.
He's done.
Did you just give me a purple nurple?
And are people asking you a lot about the Liddell rematch at third? Because you're the only guy he hasn't beaten.
I know. So what's the problem? So what's up with that? Okay, I would understand if he would have beat me the second time, but now it would be a rubber match. You know what? I don't care. I think if I beat Chuck a third time, I'm like, okay, when's the rematch?
You want to fight him?
I fight him. It's my job to fight. You know what I'm saying? Chuck, I think Chuck draws a big pay-per-view, and that's what I like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and say I fight for any other reason besides money. You know?
What do you see as Chuck's weakness that you've been able to beat him twice? Like what does he do that allows you to get in there and?
Yes.
He gets in the ring with me.
That's it. That's his weakness.
Not to be cocky or anything, but I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I feel like I'm the best fighter in the world. Every time I lost, I know why I lost. You know what I'm saying? Most people say this and make excuses and stuff like that, but I'm keeping it real. I'm tell y'all a secret about me. I'm real. I have no shame. You know what I'm saying? I have no ego. I'm keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? I get my ass kicked. I've lost 5 times. I got disqualified once. But every time I've lost, you know what I'm saying, I know why I lost. You know what I'm saying? And if I go in a fight close to 100%, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to win. And it's nothing to do. I don't care how many people Chuck knocks out. I don't care what he do or this, that. I'm confident that I'm going to win.
Very cool.
And he made they said that body mistake Chuck made was something that there was some kind of a body punch he threw that he never should have thrown against you.
Yeah, because I have my own style of defense. I think I have like some of the best defense in mixed martial arts because I believe if a guy can't hit you or take you down or kick you or whatever, then you got a good chance of kicking his ass. So Chuck knew that from our first fight. And I'm pretty sure he watched the tapes on our fight, and he saw my defense style, and he probably thought that since I have a certain style of defense that I leave my body open. And Chuck actually has one of the best body shots in MMA. And he hit me with a body shot. Our first fight, I know he remember hitting me, and it was at the end of the round. Thank God, But
you felt that one?
I felt that one because in my sport, if you take a knee from a body shot, the fight's over because they can punch you. In boxing, you get a count. If you take you can't take a knee from a body shot. You can't go we go down from a body shot.
Oh, you go down.
Yeah, they can
punch you. Yeah,
it's over.
Why don't any of these shots break a rib or something?
Some do.
Like if any of us got hit, like you guys are getting hit in that ring, we would be destroyed.
We're built a little differently.
No, but what makes it different? Because you're a human when it comes down to it.
Because we got muscles. Because we exercise and your body get a tolerance towards things. We build it up and we get punched there and stuff a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
So the muscle around it is pretty solid and kind of takes a punch, but they still get broken ribs.
Yeah, we still get broken. I seen them guy get broken ribs, but so that's why Chuck do the body shot because he figured that's gonna be his out, so he knew my defense pretty good. So he tried, if you watch the fight, dissect it, he tries to set me up for it. Act like he's gonna throw a hook, then and Chuck has the best setups. Chuck is a damn good fighter. Yeah. When you dissect and you break him down, and I knew I was in there with the best, so I had to train for the best, and I prepared. I had the best trainers around me. You guys have no idea. I had the best trainer, and then for that camp, I had the best sparring partners. I flew sparring partners from all over the world.
We just want you two to get along. Because we like both of you guys.
Hey, Chuck is cool.
We just want you guys to get along.
Me and Chuck can sit right here and kick it like when me and Chuck fought in the tournament in Japan.
Yeah.
We both won our fights. We knew we was fighting each other the next time we would see each other. But we was in the bar buying each other drinks.
That's cool.
I have so much respect for Chuck. He's a good guy.
Where you at with Silva? You had some bad blood there?
Yeah, me and Silva don't even talk to each other.
Oh, you genuinely don't like him?
Because I keep it real. He I guess he gets mad because excuse me. Silva is the type of guy that thinks everybody should be afraid of him. Every fighter, he wants everybody to be afraid of him. And the way I react around him is different from other fighters who fight him. I'm not afraid of Vanderlei Silva because I've seen his fight tapes. Like they call him ex-murder because when he was come all his fights, he really ain't fought a whole lot of people. You know what I'm saying? They just throwing him chumps, and he just go out there and murder them because they chumps, right? So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? This guy a chump murderer. I'm not scared of this guy, so I hang around. I speak my mind at press conference. I say whatever I want to say. He look at me all crazy like I'm supposed to back down. Like, man, dude, I'm from the streets, man. I know, you know what I'm saying? I don't get intimidated by guys like you. And I go out there and I fight him, and I fight him straight up. I fight Chuck. 45 minutes later, I fight Vanderlei. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kicking his ass, and they stand me up because he's a champion. They want to win the tournament, and I vocalize that. You can go back and watch the fight, and you can see his cornerman telling the referee to stand him up. And what American people don't know is that Vanderlei is smart. His team is smart. He had a Japanese manager in Japan, and Japanese in Brazil stick together. There's more Japanese in Brazil than anywhere inside in the world besides Japan. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so they stick together. And he had a Japanese manager, and I think some of the referees take payoffs in pride. I'm telling you, that's why I like the UFC so much because they ain't with that. But in pride in Japan, I promise you,
you just didn't trust them. Hey, we heard that you never saw Two Girls One Cup. How did that come up?
The girl that brought me here said something about two girls. I thought she said 2 girls, 1 cop. I'm like, 2 girls, 1 cop. And she said, yeah, they was crapping and throwing up. I said, well, they call it 2 girls, 1 cop. Where the police come in there? They should have got arrested, right?
You've never seen this?
I've never seen
it. Just react to it.
I can't,
because we got
just watch.
Oh, wait.
Hold on. Let them get close.
Get close, man. We got a mic for you over there and everything.
We show this to everybody.
We show this to all the big stars that come in.
We're very proud of being able to show this.
I don't think Rampage will be thrown.
He's seen some stuff in his day, but let's see if we get a reaction out of
Anthony
Rampage.
can have my seat. Of course you can.
Yeah, you can have the radio show if you want.
The chair and your seat.
Right. Here's 2 Girls, 1 Cup. Rampage Jackson. Check it out.
Where are they?
Just in a little
in the doctor's office.
Yeah, just getting an exam. Starts out nice, right?
It's a little something.
Nice, and then you. Yeah, he's cringing.
A lot of crap.
He's cringing.
Not gonna throw him.
They look at it like ice cream. Hold on, which one? Whose crap was that? That's fake.
No, it's real.
No. They crapped in a cup, then they changed it to something else.
Yeah, well, they're probably dumping out, but they're dumping out like
That's
crazy.
chocolate ice cream.
That's what I think. Well, that's not ice cream, though.
That wasn't ice cream.
All right, so this is not going to work.
No, I told you he's not going to be thrown.
Yeah.
No, he's not thrown.
Yeah.
Man, I'm a fighter, dog.
Yeah. Does this bother you? Does that bother you?
These girls are sick.
Yeah.
You certainly are.
Who's going to date those two girls but each other?
Yeah, no one's gonna want.
Yeah.
Y'all playing with?
Isn't that insane?
You're not gonna want to like kiss them or
You never gonna be the same after you watch this video. I'm like, come on, man.
not even thrown. You know what he's seen?
Well, he's lived in Japan. I mean, they get a little crazy there with some stuff.
Yeah, you know what? one of my friends back in the day was kind of crazy. And he's one of them internet geeks, and he showed me some crap eaters. And I was like, yeah, that's nothing compared to some stuff I saw some Japanese people do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's a weird culture over there.
Yeah, it's a weird culture. You know, it's weird. I can't talk no more about it.
Listen, we got to take a break. The Ultimate Fighter is Team Rampage versus Team Force. So you're saying it starts April 2nd at 10 p.m., right?
Yeah.
On Spike TV?
Spike TV.
And your website is allrampage.com?
How you know that?
We do a little research here.
Okay, yeah.
That's good, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Allrampage.com.
Allrampage.com. It's always a pleasure there, Rampage.
Hey, anytime. I love you guys, man. Y'all cool as hell.
All right, cool.
Hey, tell the crackhead Jew I said what's up.
All right.
We got, is Triple H coming up?
Triple H next. Is he here? Busy show. Opie and Anthony, stay there.
Yeah.
In studio, Triple H. I don't do the Angry Vance, but it's the Opie and Anthony show.
Guys, no, which mic do you want off?
Of course, WrestleMania is happening on Sunday. Hey, believe it or not, Triple H, I was thinking about you the other night.
I bet you were.
Yeah.
Well, not in that way.
It wasn't on this couch, was it?
No, not in that way. I thought of you because you told a story on our show that I never forgot, going back many years, and I think this has happened to you now twice. But I woke up in the middle of the night the other night because my calf muscle, this is a true story, decided that it wanted to move toward my knee or down toward my ankle, something. But the whole thing decided to move in the middle of the night. I wake up just screaming bloody murder. My chick's like, whoa, what the F is up? Did you just get stabbed by an intruder? And then I have to grab the muscle with both hands and hold it in place so it doesn't, like, I don't know, rip.
Right, yeah. Or it can rip off the bone, sure.
And this is the second time it's happened to me in the middle of the night, and I always think about you because you told that story of your quadricep like rolling up like a shade.
Yeah. It's trust me, it's not something you want to get to that point.
His ripped off and went up, and you got a little cramp.
No, it was, I'm telling you, I'm not. I guess I am trying to relate a little bit, but it's more than a cramp. You actually see the muscle completely move, and it's in a place on your leg where it's not supposed to be. Like, what is that?
Yeah, I'm not really sure if they know what it is, but there is something you can take to prevent it. I believe they call it Midol. It relieves your cramping, makes you feel better. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And that's even worse.
That from you.
You had the same injury like that a professional wrestler got, but you got it just kind of laying there
in bed
dreaming.
Because I decided to stretch my toes too far in the middle of the night.
You're kicking the blankie off of you.
Didn't that quadricep thing happen a second time to you or something?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, damn.
And it actually rips off the muscle and then rolls up?
Yeah, well, when I did my right one, which was the second one I did in January of last year, it didn't roll up. It tore off, but it actually kind of stayed in place, which was nice.
Good thing.
Yeah. But it was still just as painful and just as bad.
Can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine the pain.
But actually, it makes the surgery go by not the surgery itself, but the recovery go by a little bit easier because there's less muscle trauma because it doesn't end up near your hip.
Right.
They got to pull it back down and.
Yeah. I've seen them do surgery when I was there. You know, I spent 9 months with Dr. Andrews in Birmingham, Alabama, and so I got to see a bunch of surgeries. And I saw another wrestler, Kevin Nash, get his quad done, and it's exactly what it looks like. They go up there, and it looked like he pulled a little turkey neck out of the incision hole, and he was like, "Look at that!" You know, through the window. And then a bunch of them grab it, and they all just pull on it.
Tug of war.
One guy holds them, and the others all pull on the tendon until they can start working with it. It's just crazy.
Oh wow.
We haven't seen you in a few years. It's obvious wrestling is continuing to be very good to you, sir.
Yeah.
I see the really nice suits and stuff. You used to come in here and just like, I don't know, flannels or something back in the day.
Yeah, look at you, all sharp dressed and everything.
You used to spank broads for us, and now you're a married guy. I think you got a second kid on the way.
Nah, but I mean, if you want to bring some rods in here,
he's not opposed to that.
Yeah, you know, Joe over here that's with me, he'd like to get in on some of that too. Again. We have a press conference this this afternoon at Hard Rock at 12 o'clock.
Oh, cool.
Which all the fans can come to, by the way. So it's I'm all dressed up for that, Got to look spiffy.
Yeah.
WrestleMania's coming,
Yeah,
That's the big one.
Actually, we've been reading about it all day on the show, and it sounds like it's going to be a good one.
That is the big one. You're involved in the triple threat match there?
Triple threat match, me and Cena and Randy Orton for the WWE Championship.
Now, how is that going to work? All three of you in the ring,
Same
time, and last man standing wins.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and the thing that's interesting about it that a lot of people like is that there's a bit of jeopardy for the champion because he doesn't have to get beat. I could beat Cena, who's not the champion, and win the title. So
Right.
it's,
Yeah.
Go anyway.
Yeah.
There's no camaraderie between two more than anybody else.
Nah, we both hate Randy Orton, and I don't like Cena, so it.
Okay, yeah, that kind of works.
Out. Yeah.
Can I look at this? Can I say the balls? I really like this actually. The Triple H DVD. It's called Triple H, the King of Kings, which is kind of what Christ calls himself. And
I don't think he actually said it. Just
They
publicity
did.
people.
Yeah, it was his people.
it's actually a book that didn't make it into the Bible where Christ put out like a memo. He's like, I'd like
You
to
know
be
what?
called
Though,
this.
but that's not my. I mean, he didn't trademark it. He didn't get any of the legal stuff done. I can't be held responsible.
Oh, that's
But you have copywritten that, I guess.
no. Now
It's
I own
yours.
it, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
yours.
Yeah.
But no, here's the beauty of it. It's not
Catholic,
just
I might sue the Catholic Church for using it.
it's not
We now
just
have to
the
pray
name.
to you, I guess. All right.
Well, it's not just the name. It's Triple H on the cover, and on his head, instead of the crown of thorns, he has like a belt. So it really is kind of very Christ-like, and the arms are kind of spread a little bit in what the wrestler's pose. But it could be a very close-up of
and he
someone
does
on
have the
cross.
Jesus hair, which is good. That's
He's
like,
got the beard going on.
yeah, you're picking up on something there, Jimmy.
I kind of like the fact that he just went balls to the wall and said, "You know what? That's the guy I want to model my CD cover."
I'm Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But he always has. Triple H has always gotten balls to the wall, man.
Yeah, you got to. You know what I mean?
And we admitted this on our show. Like, we were huge into wrestling. We took a few years off, and we're starting to get back into it again.
Yeah, coming back.
What is changing that is getting people like us, I guess, back into wrestling? Because I mean, the popularity never went down that much.
No, I think it's like any business or sport. I mean, there are certain guys. It's like basketball when you had the Larry Birds and Magics and all those guys was this huge era in basketball, and then those stars kind of left, and they're building new stars. And we had the Austins and the Rocks and the Mankinds, and myself and Taker and Shawn Michaels and guys like that were in that realm, but a lot of them left and they retired and they get out of the business, and it's kind of almost you have to start over building a new fan base and get new people into it and stuff. And
you guys got so edgy. We brought this up with you guys when you started delivering hands and all that stuff. I couldn't get enough of it. And then what happened? I think the Janet Jackson thing kind of shut Vince down a little bit as far as the edgy stuff. You had to pull back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
but it seems like you guys are now pushing the envelope again, which is nice to see.
Yeah, there's a certain point in time there where Vince goes through phases where he just wants to go straight out, and they can't tell me what to do, and then, and then 5 years later he's going, guys, high road, you know what I mean? Get off this crazy stuff. We need to, have
thinking of taking it a little highbrow.
Yeah.
We're gonna go highbrow. That's right. All right, guys, balls to the walls. I want nudity. I want women on their knees. That's right. Get on your knees.
That's awesome.
You're fired. Oh, I love Angry Vince.
The whole Kiss My Ass campaign.
Oh.
One of my favorites
Who
ever.
didn't love
Ever.
the Kiss My Ass campaign?
What clip were we playing last week or 2 weeks ago where they were
being buffed?
Yeah, the buffing of the ass.
Yeah, the
was
professional ass
hysterical.
buffer before he got into the ring.
We were doing a promo once in the back, and it was being pre-taped, and I had no idea what he's going to say, and I'm supposed to be really angry, and I'm just giving him the death stare, and he starts talking about how he's going into New York City, and most people get a facial, but he's going to get an ashel.
An ashel.
We must have done 30 takes because I just couldn't stop laughing. Every time he'd say something else, it just bust me up.
Oh, he's great. What an ass. I love him.
Oh, without a doubt.
Well, what's great about him, too, is that's kind of him. People take him so seriously and stuff like that. But he's like a big kid.
Yeah.
And
He never grew up.
No, it's I've said to him a million times, like when he'll do something completely outrageous, and I'll say, "You think Bill Gates does this over at Microsoft? You know what I mean? Doing this stuff to his employees? I don't think he does."
When he's standing there and he puts the shocked Vince look on his face, when something happens that so surprises him that he's just shocked and the eyes get all big and you look at him and go, this guy is the head of a giant corporation.
He's a billionaire.
He's out there just tearing it up still.
Well, and not only that, but I mean, then, when we do stuff like, every year, the last 5 years, we've gone to Iraq for the holidays and stuff and visit troops. There's a guy, he's the head of $1 billion industry or whatever, and he trades in his suit, he's putting on a flak jacket and a helmet, and he's sitting on a chopper next to us and, running around in the dirt with all of us.
Yeah.
And
Get me into some action. I want to kill some insurgents. That's right. Come on. Bring them on. Bring them on.
Well, he does do it, and then he's like trying to talk him into like making the helicopter do tricks. It's insane.
It's like, no, come on. This is real life, Vince.
Yeah.
He's out of his mind.
Has he ever come to you with an idea where you had to say, Vince, what the F?
What are you doing?
You're out of your mind now.
Oh,
I got to stop you on this one.
Well, I mean, not only come to me with him, but then actually like got me to do this.
Well, was there one where you said, I just can't do this?
I don't recall ever really saying no, but like, I mean, there's ones. I mean, I'll tell you a crazy story. This is one of the most infamous storylines in our business that just like I still get people commenting about how like it was just mortifying on so many levels. For some reason, he got in his mind about telling these cockamamie stories, and I was supposed to tell this story about how Kane had this girlfriend that he killed in a car crash, and it was just insane. And it ends up, I mean, I can't even believe I'm going to say I did this. I'm at a funeral home with a dummy in a coffin.
Oh my God.
I'm naked except I've got a skin-colored thong on, right, so nobody can see. With Kane's mask on, pretending I'm Kane. I'm on top of the coffin having mock sex with this mannequin.
Oh my God, no! Oh
and
Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah, and Vince is yelling at me. God damn it! Do it harder, make more noise and stuff. There's got to be over the top. And there's a funeral in the next room going on. I'm not. The funeral director just like opens the door and sticks his head in and look in. I like look back. I got this Kane mask on. I'm buck naked. I mean, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, he's like, yeah.
Oh God damn!
One of those things like I just like when we left there, I was like, I'm just like I can't believe I just.
Yeah, what did I just do?
He wanted it more over the top. Did he feel the sex with the coffin was too subtle? Like, he wanted...
Well, and he's yelling at me, like a lot of times. Sometimes you can never win with him because one time he's yelling at you more over the top, and the next time you come back and more subtle, like more. I do stuff that's subtle.
Subtle.
He doesn't do anything right.
An ashel.
Yeah,
an ashel.
Now buff my ass. You buff it. I love that one.
Hey,
he is the best.
Absolutely. Getting back to WrestleMania, which is Sunday on pay-per-view. I mean, Ric Flair going to retire finally. Come on. Come on. Is this finally it?
I don't know what they're doing, but I mean, there's a part of me that hopes so. I mean, I love Rick to death. He's one of my best friends, and the night before he's asked me. I'm so honored to put him in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's a guy I idolized growing up, and but there's a point in time where I just every time he goes in the ring, I'm holding my breath. Like,
really?
Is he going to get hurt? Which remarkably he never does. When we did Evolution, we were together for I don't know how many years that was, and I rode with him every single day. And I swear to you, me and Orton and Batista are getting out of the car all bent over. Oh, my back's killing me, or my knees are sore, or whatever. We're all selling the being on the road and stuff, and he's running around strutting, wooing, and like nothing, like he never fell down a day in his life. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
He's insane.
And guys don't take it easy on him because he's older either.
No, and honestly, he gets mad if you do try to take it easy on him. And he half the time that you're in the ring with him, he's wanting to do like just ridiculous stuff, like wanting to get thrown out on the floor. Give me a suplex on the floor. Like, no, I'm not. There's no need for that. But he just wants to prove he can still take it.
Right.
It's just
wow.
I know he loves it, and
it's been his whole life. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard. I think about the day when I got to step out of that spot. It's hard. You know what I mean? Like for anybody that does something that long and it's your passion of life. But there's a certain point in time where I think we all want to remember him for what he is, not what he. There's some shell of what he is.
Yeah, if it gets to that point, it's always kind of sad.
You don't want him to get to the Willie Mays.
Willie Mays.
We talk about Willie Mays and how like my favorite team's the Mets, and the Mets finally got Willie Mays, and I'm just a kid. I had no idea. I'm like, wow, we got Willie Mays. I didn't know at the time he was like 48.
Yeah.
Could barely catch the ball anymore.
You couldn't see it coming out.
Right.
This just gets sad, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to get to that stage. We got Sam, big wrestling fan in studio. Actually, he's going to blow off the show for like 3 days so he could go to WrestleMania. I don't know how he got that done.
Sam.
But, Sam, you got a question for Triple H? You're always good with the question.
Yeah, sure. How worried were you when you thought Vince McMahon was dead?
Oh man, I was scared to death. If I hadn't seen them pre-tape it where he got in and out of the car,
Of course, you're talking about the limo explosion. When we saw that, and the fake leg just kind of dangling there to try to sell that Vince is in this limo.
Well, no, the leg was real, but it's like
no. But then the door closed, and then it opened again, and then there was a fake leg.
No, that was really his leg. What they did is he closed the door.
Right.
He opened the door. He put his leg out.
Okay.
And when he closed the door again, they just cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
To the explosion part.
Gotcha.
What
Little
kills
editing.
me is so many people call. I mean, the office next day, like people. I'm not kidding you. Like, and they'd probably be mad at me for saying like Trump called and was like, "Did something happen to Vince?" You know what I mean? Like,
Did
dude,
Trump not understand that was a skit?
the magic of television. You know what I mean?
Sam was selling it so much on the show, he couldn't get off of it. The fact that the investigators were there, and I like how at first, like right after they said the FBI is investigating, and then it turned into some other investigative. What was it called?
The FIC.
The FIC stepped in because I believe the FBI said, "Hey,
We don't want to
involve
be
us
a part
in
of your
this."
storyline.
That was short for fictional.
Yes, fictional investigation.
We always just tweak it just a little. One time we used like a delivery service, and I can't remember, it was like OPS or something.
Yeah,
like that, you know, like,
and they're all guys that are just giant, massive guys that obviously are trying to get into the business.
Yeah.
And that's why whenever an ambulance shows up and they bring the gurney into the ring, it's just these massive guys. You never see paramedics built like this.
Right.
Now we've actually started using real paramedics.
Oh, you're doing that?
Most times, yeah. But like a lot of times when we do stuff like that, yeah, if you look closely, you can see where the guy has freshly shaved his goatee and covered up his tattoos, taking his earring out. You know what I mean?
Hey, I loved that though when they blew up that car and it was just, oh my God, they can't find the body.
Yeah.
It must have been incinerated.
Well, you know what's great about our business too is I mean, one of the things about I've gotten to wreck cars, destroy motorcycles.
Yeah.
I mean, just you get to every now and then just destroy some
Drive over stuff, yeah.
obscenely expensive piece of equipment.
Your highlight package is hilarious because Triple H is so freaking funny. The stuff you do is just hilarious.
Yeah, it's over the years we've just done. Sometimes I see stuff on package and it makes me laugh, and I'm thinking I don't even remember doing that.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty funny,
You go, yeah, that's kind of funny. It makes you feel like an idiot laughing at yourself doing something, but sometimes you just don't remember ever doing that.
Well, also an idiot, yeah, because there's patches of my career where if somebody will ask me about wrestling somebody, I'll be like, no, I've never been in the ring with him before. Sure you have. I have it on DVD.
Yeah, what? It was?
Hey, how old is your kid now?
She'll be 2 in July.
Oh, 2. Okay, I was gonna ask a hack question, but
I've got another on the way.
Yeah, I know. I thought your kid was older. I was wondering if she knows you're famous yet.
No, what? She just came the other night. She came to she's always at the shows, but Steph brought her in for we were just at a live event somewhere, and she just brought her in for the second half of my match, and. It's funny, she's only 20 months old, but she understood the whole concept.
Really?
She got all excited when Sean made the tag, and you know what I mean? It was just, she was going crazy, and then we got on the bus afterwards, and that's all she would talk about for 45 minutes. She just kept saying the same stuff over and over, It was really
right
funny.
on, man.
Yeah, she enjoys it. But, Steph has said that she's been a wrestling fan since before she was born, because, and I mean, it's got to be an adrenaline thing, but every time when Steph would be at TV when she was pregnant with her, and she would, sit down when the show was getting ready to start, the pyro would hit, the baby would start moving all crazy.
Start rocking.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got to be an adrenaline. But
one of my favorite moments with Stephanie was when she was chained in the basement. This is so long ago, and she was chained in there and crying and get me out, and it was pretty much her first foray into they brought her in, and her acting was so bad. We've goofed on her when she'd been on there, but it was like, oh my God, please let me out.
You know what's funny is, like, you think about this.
That's fantastic.
I'm not sure how old she was at the time, but she's pretty young. You know, like, if your dad was in something and, like, at 20, he said, like, hey, tomorrow I need you to come to Orlando and we're going to put you on live TV. And you're going to be kidnapped by this guy and you've got to, you know, I mean, like, what?
How crazy is that? Yeah. Kind of business is that?
Yeah, and I mean, it's just, you know, it's you have no experience doing it, but we need you to be professional about this.
Act.
Go ahead, you're on.
It's crazy.
We got to get out of here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's that time. So what do we got, Triple H? Of course, WrestleMania Sunday on pay-per-view.
WrestleMania 24 this Sunday, live on pay-per-view. From Orlando, Florida, the Citrus Bowl, 70,000 people. It's going to be crazy. And today at the Hard Rock, we've got the press conference for WrestleMania. Floyd Mayweather's going to be there. All the WWE stars and the fans are welcome to come. It's going to be an event.
You going to show up there?
Of course, Sam will be there.
Young Sam will be there.
I'll be looking for your fro.
Look for that fro.
Yeah, he's part of a bit we're doing.
Now let your eyebrows grow out more too.
They're like caterpillars.
It's like you just freshly shaved the middle, didn't you? Like you just disconnected.
Yeah, you got a unibrow? No. All right.
Yeah, he does.
I think
Triple H is really smashing you. You got nothing to say?
Yeah.
Come on.
You were talking
his ass.
You were talking smack when he wasn't in here. Huh? No.
Voice just went up 3 octaves.
Isn't that amazing? Man, WrestleMania 24. 24 of them, and every one has just been a phenomenon. It's one of those just iconic things that in this country.
It's become kind of bigger than the wrestling aspect of it.
Yeah.
You know, celebrities are calling us. They want to get involved. They want to do something. You know, I mean, it's great. And you know, a lot of people that watch, that might be the only pay-per-view they watch for us for the entire year, but they love it, you know.
You could also look back at some of the early ones, and it's really nostalgic to see what was going on in the country at the time. You know, when you'd have Sergeant Slaughter and the Iron Sheik going at it.
And you see some of the stars that are there, Liberace, Reynolds, you know what I mean? Like, just it's crazy.
Hysterical, man.
Liberace, they have to drag him out of the dressing room, kicking and screaming. What the hell was he doing there?
Actually, I think he came out on his own. He was doing the can the whole way down.
All right, we got to get out of here. Triple H, always a pleasure. You know
thanks
that.
so much, man.
WrestleMania Sunday on pay-per-view. We're out.